All right. Welcome, everyone. This is a truly exciting day for the city of Minneapolis, not just right now, but for many generations to come, because Minneapolis has become just the second city in the United States to be designated as a child-friendly city right here in Minneapolis. That's right. There are so many people to thank for these last 4 years of work. But the reason we're here right now is partnership. It's partnership with the UNICEF USA team, partnership with Michael Nienhuis. It's partnership with the YCB and the Youth Coordinating Board, with our incredible city staff, with my administration and council members. It's the voice of youth, of young people that have lifted up these important issues again and again and said that we need to do better. And then it's all of those voices coming together to rally around a common cause, which has resulted, again, in Minneapolis being designated as only the second child-friendly city by UNICEF in the entire country. We are so proud of this. And if you think back 4 years ago, it was today. It was Valentine's Day 4 years ago. And we were announcing this plan to move forward with a child-friendly cities initiative to hopefully one day get designated. And in February 2020, we did not know what was to come in full. It was only, I think, a matter of days, Gretchen, later, that it became clear that the entire world was shutting down. But there was this one beautiful light. There were many beautiful lights that continued. And those beautiful lights helped to form this structure that we've now put in place around child-friendly cities. Now, importantly, becoming a child-friendly city does not mean that you're done, that you're wiping your hands clean and you're moving on to the next initiative. It doesn't mean that we've accomplished all of the goals that we want to see. What it says is that we've got the pieces in place to do right by young people in our city. It says that we've got the right pathways and people and coordination structures in place so that we're able to better serve young people and hear from them. And we've started out on the right foot. A couple programs that I want to mention before I turn it over to the next speaker. I was talking to Michael Nienhuis just a few minutes ago, and he mentioned that when you listen to young people, they're not asking for crazy pie-in-the-sky plans. They're asking for basic things. They're asking for safety and the dignity of a home. They're asking for safe recreation space. And the ability to enjoy one's neighborhood without the fear of getting hit by a stray bullet. They're asking to be one with community just like anybody else wants to be. And the things that we've done over these last several years focus on those key areas. Our Stable Homes, Stable Schools initiative, which has now successfully housed over 4,000 young people in our Minneapolis public school system. It's working, and it's providing the dignity of a home to so many families. The almost $3 million ongoing that we've given to the park board specifically to do youth recreation in Sparked Studios. This is the kind of work that gives young people an outlet so that they've got a wonderful activity to do. I could go on, but this is a really proud day for our city. Both capital C and small c. I think it should be a really proud day for all of the young people that have stepped up to make this day possible. And it's a day that is truly highlighted by an incredible partnership. I mentioned a second ago that this work, it's been going on for more than 4 years now. I gotta give a huge thank you again to the Youth Coordinating Board, to the Youth Congress, to our city staff, to Heidi Ritchie, who was formerly in my office and is now in the health department. I see Councilmember Latricia Vita, who has been an ongoing champion of young people. I see our COO, Margaret Anderson Kelleher. I see Councilmember Jamal Osman, who has also been right there through this work, and our health commissioners, both past and present. Commissioner Damone Chaplin, who has just hit the ground running in an extraordinary day and is doing that work on the shoulders of the greatness of a wonderful leader in Commissioner Gresham Musicant, who got this work going from the very beginning. And so if you could join me in giving a huge round of applause and welcoming up our former commissioner and the wonderful Gretchen Musicant.
I like that wonderful part as much as former commissioner.
There you go.
So I'm here today to give a little bit of history of how this got started and a little bit about what we've done to get this designation. And I want to give a shout out to Dr. Chuck Oberg, who's over here, who invited me to join a small delegation from Minneapolis to Jacksonville, Florida, to learn about the new U.S. effort called the Child Friendly City Initiative. It was something I had not heard of before. It was a program, the Child Friendly City Initiative is a program that had enlisted cities throughout the world since its creation when the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child was written in 1989. It's the most widely ratified human rights treaty in the world, with only one country not ratifying it. And that country is the United States of America. So as of 2019, there wasn't yet a U.S. Child Friendly Cities program, but there was about to be one created. Even as this was a new effort in the U.S., Minneapolis had, since the 1990s, built an infrastructure that focused on the well-being of children and youth. We had a youth coordinating board, which is a multi-jurisdictional entity with funding and staff. We had a youth congress, whose motto is "No decision about us without us." And we had a youth cabinet, which is a collaborative effort of city departments who intentionally consider children and youth in their work. It was clear by the end of the Florida meeting that Minneapolis was well positioned to consider being a child-friendly city. The mayor, as you've heard, and city council agreed, and 4 years ago on February 14th, the mayor signed a resolution setting us formally on a path to be an early adopter of this UNICEF USA commitment to the well-being of children and youth. Steps on that journey have included a community assessment and creation of a one-year plan, implementation of that plan, and an independent evaluation of those steps. The plan had 4 focus areas, the first being intentionally incorporating the well-being of children and youth and their families into city emergency planning and response. The second, expanding knowledge about and understanding of international human rights for children and youth. Thirdly, creating additional opportunities for youth to participate in city process and policy development. We have called that Youth on Boards. And finally, to reach out to youth and families of young children to gain their perspective of challenges and opportunities related to community safety. It has been a year, our most recent year, of diligent work to implement that plan. Evaluators have reviewed our progress and have made their recommendations, which brings us to today's celebration. Today is a milestone and a point of celebration, and also the formalization of our continued commitment to the well-being of Minneapolis children and youth. I'm now going to turn over the microphone to Damone Chaplin, our current Commissioner of Health, and he's going to talk about who our children are and give us some other examples of how Minneapolis is caring for them. Damone.
First, I'd like to thank the mayor and Sarah Sheely and Rachel Oberg-Hauser for their support in helping to pull this together. And again, my friend and colleague, Gretchen Musican, thank you. This work would not be possible without you guiding us through this important journey. Minneapolis has always valued young people, and today only reinforces our commitment to support them. We serve a diverse population, with 65% of our children being Black and brown children, and 6% are immigrants and refugees. What does Child Friendly Cities mean to the health department? It's our commitment to providing the components children need to live their healthiest and best lives. At the Minneapolis Health Department, we put children first. One of the ways we empower our youth is by giving high school students easy access to health care at our school-based clinics. I want to share a few stories from our school-based clinics on how we are making a difference. We had a student who had just moved to Minneapolis. They had no insurance and were living in a shelter. During this time of struggle, basketball was the one thing keeping the student going. But without a physical, this person would not be able to play. Our school-based clinics provided the sports physical, and the player went on to win the team MVP. We had another student who recently sought out help from one of our clinics when their boyfriend was threatening her. We provided the student with the resources to get help. Imagine a city without these resources. A city like that would have a challenging future. It is important to listen to and understand who our young people are so we can best support them. We have about 85,000 children in Minneapolis, making up about 20% of our population. We know that 33% of that group are under the age of 5, and that's important, as important investments in early childhood education continue to grow. We know that our young people are given a chance to play, as 98% of all Minneapolis residents live within 6 blocks of a park. This also highlights the incredible work being done by our friends at the Minneapolis Parks and Recreation Board. Being designated a child-friendly city only solidifies our commitment to listening to, working with, and empowering young people. The Minneapolis Health Department has partnered with the Youth Coordinating Board and the GROOT and many other partners to focus on youth. Today's designation doesn't mark the end of our work. It's just the next chapter. The Health Department will be there to do the work and ensure our young people are supported. We ask that all community members, partners, and organizations join us in our mission to put the well-being of Minneapolis youth and young people first. And with that, I will turn the podium over to Director Kim Ellison, Vice Chair of the Minneapolis School Board.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today. The Minneapolis Public School Board signed on to the Child Friendly Cities initiative last fall because we know how important it is and that children do best when they live in cities that support them. As the largest provider of children, young people, and their families, we know that it's important that we support our children and really appreciate all the work that has gone into making sure that our children and their families feel supported. I'm pleased to stand here with other people who signed on to this initiative, like the National Youth Leadership Council, the Reach Out and Read, and Hennepin Health, who are here to celebrate this with us. So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who made this possible, and to the youth who were involved as well. And so Mayor Fry, it's over back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Ellison, and to the whole school board and park board. As has been mentioned again and again, this is a team effort. I'll also note that we've been joined by Councilmember Katie Cashman. I saw Councilmember Chavez in the back. I think he had to run out for a second. Again, this is a team effort. A team effort that could not have been accomplished without UNICEF. The kind of international experience that they have and that they were able to bring to the table has really enhanced the work over these last several years. They've given us a route towards success. Again, this doesn't mean that we're done. This means that we're just beginning. And in honor of that beautiful beginning, I'd like to invite up Michael Nienhuis, the head and leader of UNICEF USA.
It's so great to be here with you today. I want to say a special thank you to you, Mr. Mayor, and to the other city leaders for inviting us to be partners in this initiative with you. I also want to say a special thank you and welcome to members of the UNICEF Club at the University of Minnesota. Thank you for being here as well. They are among the dynamic youth that make up the UNICEF movement all around the globe. And I do want to bring you greetings from the 3,500 other cities globally that have also embraced the Child Friendly Cities initiative and received this designation. I would say here in the United States, we were a little behind in bringing it to all of you, but grateful that Minneapolis has been such a leader in this to get us to the point that we are today. It's also great for me to be back home in Minnesota, though I live in New York, Connecticut area today. I grew up here in the Twin Cities, so this is a special moment for me to see the city of Minneapolis rise to this particular occasion. I do have a question for you, though. Like, where's the snow? Like, what happened to the winter? Like, what kind of way is this to welcome home a native son of the area and such? And I'm a little concerned or worried about how you're going to build resilience among your children if they can walk around in February without snow boots on. So I understand a little snow is coming, so maybe things will get a little bit better from there. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here to celebrate this with you. This is a great milestone for you and for UNICEF USA. As you know, and as the mayor has said, you're only the second city in the nation to have followed this path, and we couldn't be more proud of you. And let me start by thanking you, Mr. Mayor, for what you did 4 years ago today. You committed the city of Minneapolis to this Child Friendly Cities initiative and to become designated Child Friendly Cities, and you kept your promise, and here we are today. I also want to thank the leaders of the Child Friendly Initiative program here in Minneapolis, the Minneapolis Health Department in particular. Thank you to the both of you and the Youth Coordinating Board. And these two groups are true champions of what it means to be champions for children and youth in your community. They work collaboratively with city leaders, government agencies, service providers, not-for-profits, and importantly, youth and families to really achieve this designation. I was privileged to be here 1 year ago when Minneapolis became a CFCI candidate city with the launch of your local action plan, which prioritizes emergency preparedness and youth voice and community safety and child rights education, four real critical components for youth to grow up in a safe and healthy place. You've made good progress in all of those areas, and as a result, we're proud to offer you this designation today. Your second priority, youth voice, is at the center of what it means to be a child-friendly city. At UNICEF, the work that we do, we like to describe this way. We like to see every child healthy, educated, protected, and respected. And respecting youth, their voice, and their participation is at the core of what we believe and how we act. This year, for the first time, I took on youth mentors, mentoring me not me mentoring them. I've learned so much from them over the past 6 months or so that we've been engaging, and if they've learned a little bit from me, that's sort of a bonus. But what I'm learning from them is how you think, what motivates them, what their communities are doing, what their friends are doing, what their hopes and what their dreams are. And it's only by really internalizing that can we as adults help create the kinds of environments that will help them thrive. With that as a background, I did want to call out this one particular accomplishment that you've made this year with the support of the United Way, the city, and the Youth Coordinating Board piloting this Youth on Boards program and placing 6 youth on 3 different city boards and currently working to give the youth on those boards voting power. I just want to say that this would be revolutionary, a revolutionary step in meaningful youth inclusion. And so I really want to congratulate you for that and see that come to full fruition. Being recognized as a by UNICEF as a child-friendly city does not mean that Minneapolis' work is complete, and you've heard that already from the mayor and from the health commissioner. But it does highlight your commitment to put the well-being, interests, and participation of youth at the center of your discussions, your priorities, and your decisions. Thank you for doing that. For our part, I commit UNICEF USA to continue to walk with you on this journey to becoming a city where every child is healthy, educated, protected, and respected. And now, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to formally present you the recognition and designation for the City of Minneapolis becoming a child-friendly city.
Look at that. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you, Michael. You know, I've never been so excited to be second place in anything. We are the second city to be designated as a child-friendly city by UNICEF, and we should all be thrilled because this took a ton of work, and we're here, and we've got a long way to go. And so with that, I'll open it to any questions that you might have. Thank you so much, everybody. It's a time to celebrate. Yeah, let's do a photo. Right up here.